It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. You already know what it is. Your boys is back. AK is back. Lydell Dinero is back. It's time for another What If review episode. We got 2 episodes to jump into this time, so we're going to get right to it without further ado, without delays, because, episode 9 is coming out right around the corner here on Wednesday, and it's some important stuff happening we got to get to for y'all. So it's the Best of Bias podcast. What's up, AK? How you feeling today?
Doing okay, a little bit sleepy, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. We got a duty to, to the people to review these episodes and let them know our flavor, how we feel about it, because our opinion is important out there in the sphere of what if I should say. So yeah, go ahead. We're gonna start with episode 7, I believe. What if Thor was an only child? Brief overview of that episode. Go ahead, AKA.
I mean, it pretty much is what it was. It was he was the only child, so he didn't have Loki to really, I wouldn't say steer him in the right direction, but it allowed him to just be a damn party animal, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it was like a frat boy. That's what he was. He was just like a souped up frat boy who just had fun. And it was weird because, it seemed like him being a frat boy and not having Loki as his brother made him like somewhat bring peace between the realms or whatever, because he was just partying with everybody. So instead of him having enemies with all these guys, he was cool with everybody.
Right.
But I mean, apparently it seemed like he partied so hard and they were all partying so hard that they tend to like drain stars or planets of their like energy and cause issues. I guess I can see how that would happen because they were just partying every fucking where, but the episode was pretty decent overall. It kind of made Captain Marvel look like she wasn't as OP as we thought she was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was a fun little episode to watch. It wasn't nothing special. It was pretty straightforward, but it was more of just for like the gags and the kicks and giggles and whatnot.
Yeah. So yeah, to go a little bit deeper, instead of Odin adopting Loki when he found him as a baby frost giant, he actually gave him back to the frost giants, which made peace between Asgard and the frost giants. So in turn, there was no war between them, and Loki and him were actually still friends. It's just like Loki actually brought all the mischief into Thor's life, which kept him from actually being the arrogant asshole we saw in Thor 1 when he was drinking the coffee and shit and throwing that shit on the ground and another, a wild, rambunctious man. But now we actually get to see, what happens if Loki never came to the picture and made him become an Avenger and got on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? It's interesting to see. I guess he's a super party animal. I didn't get that feeling from him in Thor before, before he Loki. What did he do in Thor 1 to start the mischief off? Started fucking with Thanos.
Wait, what do you mean?
He was working for Thanos. Yeah. That's what he did to start the Avengers.
Oh,
right?
you mean that was the first Avenger? That wasn't the first Thor movie, but yeah, my bad for the whole thing freezing up too. I noticed that it just froze up like a good 30 seconds.
Oh, it was, but I was gonna talk through it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, he originally, not originally, but in the first Avengers movie, that's what he was. He was working for Thanos and was trying to invade Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It failed, but I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't remember the first Thor movie and how he acted in that, but I know, of course, he was in it, but I don't remember it exactly.
Right, because I think it was more about Thor getting banished to Earth for not being worthy, and the dad put the spell on it on Mjolnir, so where he couldn't use it no more, and then he was just as Earth at Earth in like Midgard as a human. So I remember that big ass destroyer thing coming to Earth and being like the main villain and trying to kill his
Yeah,
ass. But I don't
yeah.
remember exactly what Loki did. But anyways,
I don't
that
either.
yeah, Loki was basically the mischief maker in Thor's life that made him be a hero and take responsibility in his life. And since um, Loki wasn't adopted as his brother, again, Odin took the baby back to the Frost Giants. He became arrogant and full of himself and just wanted to party all the time. And that's when we saw Odin getting ready to go into his little sleep, where I guess he was just going to be out for a while, like getting his powers back, kind of, like in Thor, the movie. He actually went into that long ass sleep as well. But while he was going into his sleep, in this episode of What If, they took it as an opportunity for everybody to go and do what they want to do. Obviously, Odin is kind of controlling and super powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he's going to sleep for a long time, kind of hibernating in a sense, Frigga, his wife, was like, I'm out of here. I'm about to go party with my girls. And Thor tried to go out and just kind of like, party his ass off too, because his mom was going to be gone. But in a comical ass way, Frigga told Thor not to have any parties because she already knew that boy was wild. And when you tell a kid like that not to have a party, it actually means have a party. So that's what he decided to do. How'd you feel about this whole scene? How this whole Asgard, remaking in the What If sphere?
Being, I liked it. It's funny how like when the What If they just make. I mean, of course it's a cartoon, but it's supposed to be. I guess I'm assuming it's supposed to be somewhat canon. But
Yeah,
they make everybody seem like really comical in a way. Like
yeah,
they're real, for lack of better words, more animated than the live
mm,
action versions. Um, Including Frega and all of them. How as soon as he was going, it was like, all right. And as soon as he went to sleep, she's like, all right, I'm gonna go to my sister-in-law's, and
yeah,
it was pretty much on. And then I don't know, I liked the way they did it. It was dope, and I also liked the way they reimagined Loki in that too.
hmm
Like
yeah.
him.
When they act like when they first met, it seemed like they're gonna fight, and they
Yeah,
my brother from another mother. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's cool the portrayal of Loki, him being actually a frost giant with the red eyes and shit, coming with his
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was pretty tight.
But
Let's talk about some of the cameos we had in this one. Obviously, we had Jane and Darcy
mhm.
from the Thor movie. How'd you feel about their reemergence in the MCU and What If?
I mean, I feel like I guess it was important because kind of like they're destined to be together regardless of the realities, I guess. Um, Although the Darcy one didn't really look like the one from the movie.
Yeah,
They
not
didn't
at
make
all actually.
they didn't make her as chesty.
Chesty. Yeah, so
But
funny.
nah, it was decent though. I liked it. It was funny how like Jane was so in love with Thor, even though like these people are telling her that, oh, what he's doing is gonna potentially destroy the Earth.
Yeah,
And she was like, you like in the movie, she was like more the smart one. But she's supposed to be smart in this too, but she was still like more into him than actually trying to fix the issue of him potentially destroying the Earth. And,
right.
so
And
it was
she
kind
thought
of
he was like a planetary level threat too, because they said there was an event before where he was partying on a
hmm
comet and it like got destroyed or whatever. And they thought that him coming there was coming to destroy the Earth basically, but he was actually coming there to party, which
yeah,
was a little different because in the movie he landed in New Mexico. In this one you saw it flying right over her head and him going to Vegas to party,
yeah.
which was kind of dope. That was pretty dope. And that's where actually she meets him over in Vegas, Darcy and Jane. And we see Howard the Duck again.
They've been showing him a lot in this. I'm assuming that something's coming up with him pretty soon.
Right. And it's Seth Green was voicing the character. So that's why
Yeah.
it's kind of prominent there. Some of the other, because he's partying in this episode, he's partying all over the world in the
hmm
major, the cities in the world. It starts off in Las Vegas, and we start seeing a bunch of these cameos. Just to name a couple, we had Nebula, Rocket Raccoon was there, Drax the Destroyer. We had Mantis there in a couple of scenes, Yondu, Kraglin. We had Korg. Korg has been in a couple. A lot of Guardians of the Galaxy characters, a lot of Thor characters have been in like a lot of these episodes. The Grandmaster, his bodyguard Topaz. We had Valkyrie and Surtur, the fire giant, when he was like flirting with the Statue of Liberty and melted her arm off.
Oh yeah.
She was.
It's funny, like how like him being in this party Thor mode made like a lot of their enemies friends. You know,
right?
It's like, I don't know. Somehow he convinced them, like, yeah, instead of fighting each other, let's go have a beer or some shit. I don't know, but
yeah. Grab the beer. It never empties, like the one he had in Doctor Strange.
I can see how that can make you his friend.
Yeah, exactly. Take one of these bad boys, these never-ending beer jugs. But yeah, also we saw just pretty much everybody turning up and doing crazy ass shit. The ice giants put like icicles on the Mount Rushmore and shit. They moved the St. Louis Arch and shit, doing some weird shit.
Yeah, I was saying, they also, whatever that big ass was it again, merry-go-round was, they were fucking that up.
They spun that shit off the thing.
Yeah.
And they fucking Surtur, that fire guy, tried to do limbo with the wires, took out the power grid and shit. They were literally fucking shit up, and basically Shield got a hold of it. You saw Nick Fury try to get in the party to break up the party. He got knocked out by Kirk doing a cannonball. It's hella funny.
He was in a coma or something like that.
Yeah, yep. And then they had to call in Captain Marvel to try to stop the party because he was partying everywhere and the party was spreading around the world, which was causing people to act crazy. I mean, it didn't spread over here. I didn't feel the party. You feel the party over there?
Nah, I would have joined though.
Yeah, shit. They had the little dancing there in the club.
Yeah, see if they can get some. See if they can get some whiskey like that beer that just keeps coming.
Well, you probably. Oh boy.
I'm about that. Just give me. Just put in a shot glass, and every time I take a shot, it just keeps filling back up. I'm good with that.
I feel that. And then you saw him and Jane get matching tattoos, science and magic. Yeah, it was a lot of shit going down. Howard the Duck got married to Darcy.
Yeah, that was, I was weird, but
anything goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything goes. But yeah, it was an interesting episode. Ultimately, it didn't, there was some action towards the end because they did call in Captain Marvel to kind of be the conduit to try to like stop Thor from partying all over the place. There was a bunch of funny banter in there. Like, did you boom? He's like, I never boom in public. It was hella funny. And that was Captain Marvel coming. They pulled out the pager. Shield pulled out the pager and called Captain Marvel in to try to stop Thor from partying. So she flies in, and that's when the boom was mentioned, and just grabs Thor and just knocks him hella far away from the party. And they start fighting. Really reminiscent to the Omni-Man fight when he was fighting fighting his son.
Every punch was sending them to like a different part of the globe.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because they mentioned, like, I guess that she wasn't using her full power.
Right.
But it's like you couldn't use enough power to where you gotta use your full power, but like you couldn't control your power enough to where you're at a level where you can easily take his ass out.
Right. It was crazy. He was like, the power of a punch was like atom bombs or some shit like that.
Yeah, but she was not. I think they was like something a little bit more than atom bombs. They were saying that they were like a nuke, and even though atom bomb was technically supposed to be a nuke, the nukes they have nowadays are like 100 times more powerful than the atom bomb, which is fucking scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It kind of like, to me, didn't like. They never really expressed her full power because when they brought her in, she's supposed to be like the strongest. I don't want to say Avenger, but quote unquote
Marvel character. Yeah,
in the MCU so far, and I haven't seen it displayed yet. But
right, and they keep trying to mention it, like just saying that she's powerful is going to make us believe it, but they haven't really showed it. The scales are all fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like if she's able to bring out that much power, why can't she like scale it just to enough to take this dude out? If she couldn't.
Right.
And ultimately ended up having to be his mother. But like in the process of the fight, you know, I guess she stated she's not trying to destroy the Earth or whatever. But I mean, why the hell didn't she just punch him up into space and do it up there? It was like she can fly,
Yeah,
she can go
and
into
go
outer
in
space.
space. Yeah, they both can. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a very good alternative to that, knock his ass away from the planet that he's causing trouble with. But instead, she kept
And
knocking him just to other countries and shit.
and their solution was hella dumb. They said take him to North Dakota and
And
blow North Dakota
I mean, yeah, I mean, but it's Dakota, no, it's the Dakotas. I mean,
up. But shit, that's a horrible solution. And
very
when they weren't,
much.
yeah, and when they weren't gonna, when she wasn't gonna do it, they were gonna just drop nukes on him. Wasn't
Yeah,
that? No, that's a terrible idea as well.
yeah, very
Um,
much. And that's another that they didn't like they didn't think that it's. I mean, I don't think it would have hurt her, but it's a possibility it could have hurt her because you're dropping a fucking nuke on your hero or whatever.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it was trippy to see them go to
like,
that length
yeah,
to make them stop partying. That's nuts.
yeah, it just made me feel like the logical outcome, but logical like direction to go is just up, and they're like nobody thought of that. These people who are supposed to be like the world's savior and like the one of the most secret government agencies, it wasn't like, hey, punch his ass into outer space and then
Right.
kill him.
No
Then
strategy at
go,
all.
yeah, then go supernova on his ass. But they're like, nah, we're just gonna go ahead and nuke a fucking state in America. Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
Yeah, it didn't make any kind of sense. And it was like right before they did that, she had the idea, or Jane Foster had the idea of making a loud ass noise to where Humdol, why was he sleeping in the first place? Wasn't
Yeah,
he supposed to be?
it's making it sound like he's not doing his job. He's supposed to be this stern character, and he was even told by
Yeah,
Freya, by
specifically.
Frigga before, not Freya, but Frigga before to watch him, and he
Right.
clearly did not.
Right
Did
away.
not at all.
How would
Yeah,
he not be able to know he was there? And I feel like they
then
referenced him to being like in slumber or some weird shit. Like, why would he
or
be in slumber?
he was just slacking. I don't know.
That makes no sense. It's crazy because one soul like Frigga and Thor while Odin's asleep. That's who you should be paying attention to.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be able to see all. You should be able to mind those two people and still be able to hold down what you're holding down, which was kind of weird to me how he didn't intervene that whole time when everybody from Asgard was there. That's weird. But then when they did call his mom, he called Jane a party pooper.
hmm
Actually, the party pooper title went to Captain Marvel when she first showed up. But he was mad at Jane for calling his mom, so he kind of went super Thor mode to kind of try to get everybody to help him because at first they weren't fucking with him. They were like, "Nah, bro, we about to bounce out to the crib. You got to clean this up yourself." But then he kind of like showed his Odin side. It was like, "Nah, y'all gonna help me. We gonna get this done before my mom comes." And they all started putting everything back together. You saw everything that they messed up throughout the episode kind of comically go back into place. I don't know how that would happen,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I guess they're super powered beings, so but I mean, still,
yeah,
there's
you need Doctor
not,
Strange to reverse time for that kind of shit.
yeah, really. Which would have been a good. That would have been a good story right there. They could have used that. Like, hey, bro, help me out.
Yeah, exactly. So right when Frigga gets back to kind of bust Thor, Captain Marvel shows up. Thor is giving this fake ass class about what he learned from Midgard, but from Earth.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, Captain Marvel shows up right when Frigga shows up, kind of not believing what Thor is saying. And
she
everybody
backs
thinks
him up.
that Captain Marvel is going to bust him out and tell what he's been doing. But she actually gives him a tablet and he gets hella excited. He's like, all that knowledge in this tiny little tablet. And then he kind of like, his mom buys it and thinks he's actually giving this class. And then he summons Milner and it's all decorated like he'd been partying for 3 days. And he kind
hmm
of gave him up. And his mom kind of knew what was going on. Which didn't necessarily mean he was doing shit, but I guess from the shit that was on it, she just kind of knew that everything he was saying was a
Yeah,
lie.
that was an easy way to fix that. Just be like, yeah, I just left it somewhere because
Right.
I was so in awe with the world that I was in that I wanted to learn as much, and wherever I left it at, they clearly were partying. Yeah.
I had a maiden over last night and we decorated it. That was my Thor voice. That was my Thor voice. But anyways, after he got busted out for that, we see a portal arrive,
Mhm.
and that's when you see Ultron come through, open up the face on his suit, and you see the Vision suit inside, and he has all the Infinity Stones. Dun dun
Mhm.
dun, bringing us to another cliffhanger ending that we've been freaking become accustomed to in these what ifs in the last couple of
Yeah.
episodes.
But as we know, in this one, they actually follow through with the cliffhanger instead of doing what they did with all the other ones. Maybe that's what made me think that I know we're gonna get into the next episode, but the next episode made me think that maybe they'll, you know, elaborate more on the other cliffhangers that we heard earlier.
Right.
So,
Maybe we will like resolve those issues and those cliffhangers
exactly.
at the end, because I think there's about 2 more episodes. So I think we get one more episode, um, and then we'll get the ultimate team up episode that we've been hypothesizing throughout this series. So without further ado, I mean, I guess we can put a ball on episode 7, a bow on it. How'd you feel about this one? It kind of lightened up the mood. The last couple were kind of depressing in how they ended. This one was pretty lighthearted and fun. Didn't really
Well,
do
I
too
mean,
much damage.
it kind of ended in a depressing manner too, because I mean, if you know anything about Ultron in the comics, Ultron is like dominant as fuck. So to see him in the Vision suit with all the fucking Infinity Stones is like, oh, that's not the most,
Yeah.
great. It's not the greatest thing. That's pretty damn bad.
Yep. And Odin sleep is bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because we never really get to see how powerful Odin actually is in his prime. He's
Well,
always like hella old during like the
exactly.
MCU. I'm
And
saying.
well, technically, as far as the Asgardian goes, in his prime, the older you are, I mean, he is in his prime. The older you are, the stronger you are.
Right. As long as you're alive, you have a bunch of power mustering inside of you and just
Yeah.
growing
'Cause
as you get older.
I was watching a clip from I forgot what some cartoon, and Thanos was like, they tricked Thanos into making everybody old because he made them all weaker, all the Avengers. But he didn't realize that by doing that, he just made everybody else kind of die. But then he made Thor just way too powerful to fuck with because he made him so much older. So Thor
Yeah.
started kicking his ass, and to stop it, he pretty much reversed it and made them all come back to life because he realized that, oh shit, I didn't know what I was doing. They tricked me.
Damn.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
the older Asgardians get, the more powerful they are. So
Yeah. I feel it along the way
technically, yeah, they had not utilized his dad at all
at
because he's
all.
supposed to be OP as fuck. So
Yeah. What if he went? Oh, he had passed away already in the MCU when it got to Thanos time, right?
that's why if you notice that once he died, that's when like all the super powered villains start showing up, like his sister, and which also kind of made me feel stupid. It's like, why was she so damn powerful if she wasn't old? She shouldn't have been more powerful than him. He should have been able to handle her. But they completely like changed her character from the comic, because in the comic, she's not really like that at all. She's not like a super conqueror. She's just Loki's daughter, and she is like the devil pretty much. She just
Yeah.
kind of rules over hell. She really wants Thor's soul. She also really wants Wolverine's soul, but it's like she's not the kind of person that comes and tries to rule Asgard. She just really wants Thor to die.
We want Thor to die. I feel
Yeah.
that. But yeah. Yeah, that episode's pretty good, man. I liked it a lot. I always I'm a sucker for the cameos.
Hmm.
And I love those, but this one I thought
Little
would be a
Easter egg
little more
things.
action packed. They did throw in that fight scene between Thor and Captain Marvel was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, one of the better
Yeah.
fighting scenes in the
On
series. So.
that Superman level type shit. You
Yeah,
know.
when they're in the sky knocking each other, there's thunder and lightning coming out and shit. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can maybe rate it after we talk about episode 8. We can get into episode 8 real quick, moving quickly along here. In
Hmm.
episode 8, what if Ultron won? This one was very interesting because we get to see pretty much from the beginning what would happen if Ultron was able to get that vision body and
Hmm.
became what he was meant to be. He transferred all his
And
consciousness into the vision body.
it showed how
Uh,
OP he was once he got
exactly.
into fuck, he was OP,
Somehow
yeah.
he got the world's codes and detonated the nukes,
Hmm.
destroyed the world. That brings
Well,
us.
but that's not really a somehow. I mean, he technically he could have did that in the movie
Yeah,
if you think about it, because he
yeah.
had control of all that shit. He was like into every integrated.
Uh, Your volume went out, sir. I can't hear your voice at all.
Oh shit.
I can hear you
What about
now.
now?
You're back. You're
Okay.
back. Yep.
No, I was saying that technically in the movie, the Age of Ultron one, he could have, instead of fighting the Avengers, just said fuck it and I'm gonna blow this whole planet up, because technically it's what his whole agenda was anyways, right? To kill everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he could have just did that, but apparently he wanted to come up with some real weird elaborate scheme. I don't know why he came up with that scheme. I mean, nuking the place would have been a lot easier.
Yeah. He just went yay on everything and just destroyed the pretty much everything in the world to make it pure and to his liking, or attempted to do that.
But
He
his liking was just what, like dead emptiness? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
everything. I mean, Natasha and Hawkeye lived, so I guess
Yeah,
he didn't
that's
kill
funny
everybody.
how the two weakest Avengers was like the only ones that made it through. Everybody else is dead, but like, yeah, you're gonna get the ones who are quote unquote Batmans of the Avengers, and they made
Right.
it.
Yeah, it was an epic scene though when they first popped up. She was getting chased by all the Ultron robots, and he was popping them, shooting his bow and arrow from the top. Like, it was
Yeah,
pretty tight. I like that a lot.
they gave him a mechanical arm, and like it's funny because you would think that the mechanical arm would look similar to like a what's his name again, Bucky's, but
Yeah, that shit was
it,
clanky as shit.
yeah, definitely.
And it gave me though some DC vibes. Cause isn't that how Green Arrow and Speedy is? One of them lost their arm. And
I don't remember, to be
I
honest.
think it was. I remember reading one of them books recently.
I know
Because Green
Speedy.
Arrow and go
Speedy
ahead.
was on crack for a minute. I know that back in the '80s, I think it was.
Yeah, he's been through some shit. Because it was hella weird. I watched I don't know if it was what was the kind of like Teen Titans-ish Young Avengers or Young Justice. Was it Young Justice? Young Justice. And they showed a lot of the Green Arrow's characters, and like, because it was two people have been the Green Arrow, right? Or two people have been Speedy.
I think
Forgot.
people have been Speedy. Yeah, I
Right.
don't.
And
I'm not really. I'm not really too like into the whole lore of DC, but
I think
I
two
know.
people have been Speedy, and one of them got their arm ripped off, and I'm pretty sure it got replaced with a metal arm, and he was an
Okay.
archer with a metal arm. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, whoa, they really did this to Hawkeye and brought it in here like it was like something brand new. But
Mm.
it was interesting. It was interesting to
You
say the
also
least.
you also got to realize that a lot of the artists and people who are writers for DC also move over to Marvel and write for them.
Uh-huh.
They kind of, so it's like sometimes they're bringing their own stories that have been, copywritten by DC and just altering them and making them work in Marvel, which is why you have so many characters that are really similar in Marvel compared to DC.
Mhm.
So it's a possibility that maybe there's a book in Marvel where Hawkeye has a metal arm, but I don't know. I've never really looked into it, but just giving that like benefit of the doubt that maybe that something like that happened. Because I mean, look at Deadpool. Deadpool is literally a copy of Destro, but
Yeah,
the copy ended up becoming superior because
you got
we all
hella
know
different
who
powers,
yeah, he's way more popular. They try to make Destro similar to him by like,
making them
red
heal.
kind of yeah, red kind of the story and make him have like, like some Wolverine level healing, but he ain't. He's not Deadpool in any way, shape, or form. Deadpool is pretty much like the mask of the universe. I don't know. Remember the mask?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that he used Toon Force and all that weird ass shit.
yeah.
Um, but what was I gonna say? There was something about oh yeah, I forgot to mention the craziest part, how he got the Infinity Stones. Fucking Thanos just came through that portal and he just
Oh
split his ass in
yeah,
half.
yeah.
Split his
It's
ass in half and
it's
took the
crazy, like
Infinity Stones.
yeah, how easy like they're showing that's I think that's the dilemma with the good guys is it's showing that the good guys have the power to really do, but they just don't use it because I don't know why. Like because the way he split Thanos in half like that was like nothing. And I guess that's their reason. They can always say that at the beginning of Infinity Wars, that's why they went and snuck up on Vision and hit him from the back, weaken him, so he couldn't really do anything like that.
Yeah.
The,
That's nuts. He just fried him in half, melted down an Infinity Gauntlet. He said, fuck the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm gonna become an Infinity Gauntlet. and
Hmm.
just started destroying universes, which is nuts. Which is
Yeah,
nuts.
well, he started off just going to destroying like Earth, and then he started destroying this galaxy
Asgard.
yeah, everything out there. And then once he got done with that, he started jumping into other like realities. But he was like, I don't know, it was like they had the whole situation where he completed his task, and
Oh yeah, that's when he was jumping world to world. He was killing destroying planets. And then after he got hella power, he started to notice the Watcher watching him. He was
yeah.
like, what the hell is this shit? And he
Well,
turned around.
after he fought Captain Marvel, which they also made her look super underpowered there because
Oh
when he
yeah.
went when he went up against her, he like he beat her easy. Like she was using full power on his ass, knocked him into the core of,
The
of a
core
planet.
of the earth. Like her fight plans be so stupid. Like,
Yeah,
why would her plan be let's break the whole earth to its core, which I feel like would add catastrophic damage to the earth. You're cracking a hole
well,
into the
I don't
earth's
think
core.
I don't think it was Earth. It was whatever planet they were on, right?
I thought it was Earth. My bad. Yeah,
Uh,
I thought he was there because they didn't destroy Earth yet, right?
nah, they didn't
Yeah,
destroy
so
Earth at all. So
it was
it was still
bombed. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah.
still kind of vast there, and Captain Marvel kind of just took him to the center of the Earth and thought that would melt him or some shit. And then he got super powered down there, resisted, and now he is just OP. And then after he defeats her, he just because she's pretty much created from a freaking Infinity Stone, the
Yeah,
Tesseract.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, them fighting just causes a big ass explosion, and she pretty much just passes out, I guess. And that's when he kind of just feels like he's conquered. Um,
I don't think she passed out. I think he completely like decimates her ass.
oh, really? Yeah.
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 But it just showed how even though she's the most powerful being, apparently they're saying that like, Ultron with all the Infinity Stones is just that much more powerful.
Right. And smart. I
Uh,
feel like it would be ultra intelligent.
I was actually kind of confused because you would think. I mean, I know that the what do they call it? Immortals. Damn, that thunder is crazy out there.
Oh, bro.
Um, what are that? What is that? The movies coming out? Is it the Eternals? Yeah,
Uh,
right. You would think that they would like at least help out because it's like I know they were told to only help out when there's a deviant involved, but I mean he's pretty much destroyed any fucking things.
everything.
Yeah, so it's like when did they just say fuck it, we're gonna step in? You know, they were nowhere to be seen. The Nova Corp was nowhere to be seen, which is
He
weird because
destroyed that planet.
yeah, but they didn't even show like them putting any kind of like effort because they're supposed to be like somewhat powerful,
Right.
but you didn't even
All they
see
were.
you didn't see a glimpse of them. No Nova
Yeah.
characters at all, and they've already been in the MCU, so I don't
Right.
see the issue with them just going ahead and being like, hey, let's at least have some of the
Oh,
Nova
one of
people.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
I
had all
guess they
the robots just dive bombing that planet, and they were shooting up at them, but no Nova Corps people came out to actually fight, which was interesting.
yeah, and I feel like by them doing this, I mean, I know they have all these other infinite, realities and universes that are now going to happen because of the multiverse that they can bring other stuff in. But it gave me the feel of like in the future, if they try and bring any like OPS characters in, it's gonna be like, well, where the fuck were they at when Ultron was destroying everything? Where the fuck was they at
Everything.
then?
It was
You
nuts.
know?
At a certain point, it was crazy. Go ahead.
It's how that like they can't potentially bring a Silver Surfer in because he's supposed to be OP as fuck, but where the hell was he at when he was doing this? Because he clearly stated that he was able to see everything that was going on and he was done, which means he took out everything in the universe,
Everything.
which include Silver Surfer and Galactus. And so how they gonna bring all these OPS characters in the future if Ultron was able to do this without even combating them?
He
Maybe they can
destroyed
say,
ego. It was nuts. Yeah, it was everything
yeah,
was gone.
maybe they can say that he was so strong with the five stones that he took them out anyways, and they just didn't show it off camera. But that would, to me, just lessen their strength and their potential for being strong. I don't know.
Yeah, it was crazy, especially after he noticed the Watcher, and he was able to break that, reality barrier, and he realized that there was so many more realities after he destroyed a bunch of planets, destroyed a bunch of fucking galaxies. He realized, oh shoot, there's a bunch of different realities with different
Hmm.
galaxies I can destroy as well. So the Watcher realizes that he can see him, and he tries to like, bust out of there, like erase them, or not erase it, just kind of,
Do the same. The Watcher tried to. I think he tried to get help from. He tried to go and convince Hawkeye and what's her name, like what they need to do
Well,
to
yeah, that's after he noticed them. He tried. He was like, "Should I intervene? Should I let him know?" Because Hawkeye and Natasha were actually out on a mission themselves to figure out how to stop Ultron, and they get
yeah, but
led.
at that point I thought Ultron only like was able to notice him, but hadn't found him yet. And then that's when he was like, oh shit, okay, so now I'm gonna go try and convince them to, go the right path so they can figure out how to stop this dude. So at that point, Thanos, Ultron hadn't actually found him. He just understood that he existed
Mhm.
and was looking for him. So yeah, I think that right after he, went and they ended up finding, the documents they need to get
What was
get that
Camp
dude.
Lehigh or whatever?
Yeah, that's when I think that whole situation happened where Ultron somehow found that fucking dimension, which is fucking weird. How the fuck was he able to find that? They like, I love the fact they're just like, we're gonna glance over that, and he was just able to find this fucking universe in between universes, which is fucking weird. I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah, it
but
was kind of nuts. It was kind of nuts. But they were in the same, weren't they in the same planet or reality as Ultron? Natasha and Hawkeye.
the original one, yeah. But then
Yeah,
like once they actually found what they needed, and then tried to override him, they couldn't because that was right when he busted in and started fighting against the Watcher, which means
right.
he was no longer in their universe anymore.
Oh
So
yeah,
they couldn't have a link with him, which also makes it kind of funny. Is like if they couldn't have a link with him, why wasn't he able to? Because if that Ultron wasn't in the universe, I'm assuming that maybe there's some motherboard that's controlling the rest of these fucking robots. And if that one robot had enough, in his little whatever to take over Ultron, why couldn't he just take over all the other robots?
yeah.
I mean,
Stop
he could
everything
at
that's
least,
going on.
yeah, he could at least stop that for the time being, and then waited for Ultron to come back and take him out or whatever. But it was just like he couldn't, because I mean, there's no way that Ultron could still be controlling these damn things if he's not in the same universe. It would make no
Right.
sense.
I feel
So
that.
he'd have to have some kind of like server area in, I don't know,
Hmm.
fucking Wisconsin or something where they're all being controlled by. And you just imagine that that thing would have to link to that and be able to go in there and override all that shit. But I
Who
don't know, for some
knows?
reason that didn't
He could
work
have had a
out.
copy of himself with the Reality Stone made and just was actually acting as a hub. Who knows? It's what if they could
Yeah,
have just had some stupid ass shit to kind of cover their ass. But
true.
I do really like when he broke through the fight that happened between him and the
Yeah,
Watcher. The Watcher summoning his like armor and shit and start kind of going toes with Ultron, letting them know that he's not the only powerful being. And the Watcher actually has hands. He's not like just a guy in the background, kind of just
but
watching.
yeah, he was still getting his ass handed to him.
He almost got his head cracked. Put his
Yeah,
hand on his
Ultron
head
was
and almost smashed his skull in.
they're making Ultron stupid OP.
Oh
So
yeah, because after he got in there and realized a bunch of reality, he started like eating planets. He became a big ass
yeah,
head and started eating realities.
yeah, he became like Galactus damn near. Yeah,
Yeah, it was nuts. So that's when he's kind of like, okay, everything's done now. He felt like Thanos felt after he was able to conquer everything and just, well, did I do too much now? It's like, fuck, now that I realized my ultimate goal was accomplished, he's thinking like, did I want too much now? But I feel like the Watcher had a plan. He didn't really finish the fight with Ultron. He kind of ran away
yeah.
to a dimension where Ultron couldn't find because that's where Doctor Strange Supreme was.
Hmm.
And he was running to him for help. He
Yeah, he actually asked him for it, and it was like
right.
that's funny how we know that Doctor Strange from that one episode is still Doctor Strange, even though he's like, you know, somewhat. I don't want to say he's evil because I didn't really get the evil sense from him, but he was like he did a lot of evil shit. So I want to see how this Doctor Strange, after him getting all the powers and taking and pretty much eating his other self,
Hmm.
how it changed him mentally. So I'm sure they're gonna, bring that up in the next one. But will he be like the same Doctor Strange, but OP as fuck? Because he has to be powerful as fuck.
Yeah,
He already, he
definitely.
already he already was OP as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but I
Right.
mean,
Being this double version of himself after absorbing all
yeah,
those creatures, he's gonna be super powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's running there to grab Doctor Strange because he's a reality bender, and I think it's time for the team up. I think
So
they're gonna go grab everybody.
so maybe like right when that scene at the last episode where Thor was party Thor, and you see Ultron show up, maybe the Watcher shows up right then and saves him before Ultron fucks shit up,
Mhm.
and maybe he collects like who's left. But I'm trying to think like who's left that will be powerful from the other episodes.
Well, I know I watched the video and I kind of know who's left is going to be in the team up. They showed it a lot in the Nissan commercial too. That's out right now.
I mean,
It's going to be
T'Challa.
T'Challa, Star-Lord, T'Challa, Killmonger, with
Okay.
the Black Panther suit. They're calling her Thomora. So it's supposed to be like Thanos and Gamora combined, the daughter of Thanos. The Gamora we're going to see in the next episode probably. We're going to see
Where's she
her
coming from? Oh, okay. I feel
the
you.
next
Okay.
episode probably, and then we're going to have Doctor Strange Supreme, Party Thor. Let's see, what is
Captain
it?
Marvel or Captain
Captain Carter.
Carter. Yeah.
Um, we never know. We did see Nick Fury find the shield, so we might get a Captain America cameo. Besides the one you see him getting sworn in as the president, in one of the realities.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
yeah, that's right.
on the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
screen, yeah, it was a little cameo of Steve Rogers
yeah.
being sworn in as president. That's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, who else do we? Who else? Who else? I think that's pretty much it. Maybe Spider-Man because he survived. Some other characters we
Oh, yeah, that's
do.
right. The zombie Spider-Man. I forgot about the zombie one, which is my favorite one
Right.
still.
Pepper Potts and Shuri, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so they still alive. So there's a bunch of people that can bring, you know, to the
To
fight,
help.
and I think
They
they're all
they're
gonna
gonna
help.
they're all gonna be necessary because they've already written this Ultron to be just way too fucking overpowered. So
Yeah,
they'll need to they can't just have like a few of these like ragtag bunch of fucking alternate versions of these characters be able to beat this dude when
hmm
the real ones couldn't. So yeah, they definitely gonna need a lot of assistance taking out this dude. But I like the fact that they're making everything kind of like just consolidate and come together. And I mean, it would be dope to somehow like I don't think I want to see like them do like a full live version of just this, but to like throw maybe some elements of this just to show like maybe one of the future movies
yeah,
that this should actually happen somehow.
hmm
Like even if it's like the multiverse, if they just like glance over like one of the characters from this show somehow, even the Watcher or something like that, just to let
yeah,
us know that this shit was actually real. I mean,
right,
even though it's supposed to be real, it's still a cartoon, so it's kind of hard to really like put it in the same universe as the movies. So it would just be nice to see them like do something to make it kind of solidify it.
right. I
So,
heard some theories out there that the Watcher getting involved as much as he is going to be the basis of how season 2 starts. It's
okay.
going to split the multiverse even more, and they're going to get more what if stories. I don't know if they're going to kind of continue it and have another team up in that one like they're doing in this one. But I am excited to see what does happen in the final fight. I'm excited to see some of these characters back, and I'm really excited to see what happens with Thomora. Like they're calling her Thomora, so I think she's literally going to be the Thanos mentality with Gamora.
Uh, I mean,
And we forgot to talk about the old switcheroo about how Hawkeye got murked off. They were escaping
yeah.
with the virus to or actually the weird ass German dude that implanted his consciousness into
Yeah,
the computers.
Dr. Zoloff.
Yeah, Dr. Zola. Zola?
I think it's Zoloff. I don't remember.
Okay,
It's something like
Zola. Yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
they found the file as Captain or the Zola project or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how they found the idea in that file storage. And we also saw Captain or Natasha. She saw Red Guardian shield and she took that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? But yeah, so as they're escaping, trying to get the consciousness of dude out of that missile place that we saw Iron Man actually fighting. I think it was
It was
uh,
Civil War.
Winter Soldier. He was fighting him
Yeah,
in
it
that
was
kind of
Civil
missile
War.
silo. Yeah, yeah. So
Civil
they was
War, yeah.
fighting. Yeah, it was a kind of throwback to that. We see fucking Natasha being a superhero again. How's she carrying a robot on her back? climbing up this
I,
middle.
I was hoping for, which I knew they weren't going to do. I was hoping that once they got there and they were getting the scientist his whatever he left in memory left in that computer. If you remember from Civil War, that whole thing was because they thought those super soldiers were going to be brought back and be able to be utilized against the government.
Right.
But then that dude killed them. But
Nemo.
since this happened before Zemo ever killed them, they were still technically alive. I was hoping that they would we got super soldiers in here, let's bring them alive, bring them back to life too, and use them against this shit because we kind of use some more OP characters, considering the
Yeah.
fact that we got Hawkeye who just shoots arrows and Natasha who's a fucking female assassin with red hair. That's pretty much all she is. So,
But he can shoot HDMI arrows though. But yeah, also the last arrow he shot was pretty tight. The little force field arrow. It split off into a bunch of little things and made the force field so the robots couldn't get up.
Yeah, I feel like that was some Wakanda shit, which they actually didn't really go into Wakanda in this episode at all. Really, did they?
Mhm.
I don't think they did.
Only
You
when
would
he was
imagine
punching, he was punching the Watcher, and realities were warping, and they showed the people changing, the people from Wakanda changing some other shit. But that's the only
But I
time.
feel
Really.
I feel like when he was taking shit out, Wakanda would have probably been the best threat to him at that time, and they never went over it all.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Damn.
but the technology that he used making that force field was some Wakanda technology. So
Right. Yeah. And how'd
yeah.
you feel about him killing himself and sacrificing himself instead of Natasha sacrificing herself like in Infinity War?
I feel like it wasn't
Endgame.
it wasn't necessary. I feel like he could have the way they were leaping around like gymnastics and shit.
They should have got up out of there.
Yeah, he should have been able for him to go ahead, and it's like the motherfuckers is too quick to want to sacrifice themselves. It's like, dude, you ain't gotta die. But at the same time, he stated that he was tired of fighting, so I can understand that, I guess. And I mean, I can. In his case, he had a whole family, and I'm pretty sure Ultron probably took them out. So he probably was he already gave up and was just probably going simply because his homegirl was, trying to do what she was doing.
He's like, they took my masturbation arm, and I haven't been able to masturbate in 8 years.
Yeah,
he had his arm taken off.
Yeah, I'm not. Was that his right arm? Because he's not a lefty,
I don't know. I don't remember which one it was, but
I think it was the right arm.
That was fucked up. But pretty much we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I hope we get a little bit longer. I think this episode was only 29 minutes actually in runtime, which
was it really? Because it seemed it did seem pretty fast, to be honest. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thinking about some of the episodes that are 40 minutes, this is 29, and that was with the end credits, which ended hella early. So
yeah.
Hopefully
it was nonetheless it was a good episode. But
it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like this a lot, and I'm really hoping some of this stuff becomes canon because some of these characters I do end up liking, you know what I'm saying? So I hope they carry these characters on and maybe have this multiverse thing be real. I heard that in Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man, they're gonna have a Venom cameo to actually kind of connect Venom and Spider-Man before the contract with MCU is up. I don't know what's gonna happen with Tom Holland. I don't know what's gonna happen with any of that stuff. Maybe Disney, Marvel will buy that shit before the end of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Sony's ever going to give up Spider-Man.
They're not. That's their. I don't know. That's how they make their money because they really aren't making too much money.
Yeah.
What else do they have? They got these earphones. You still there?
Yeah.
That's PlayStation is kind of separate from regular Sony.
Oh really? It's its own
shit. It is where I work at right now. They kind of have separate floors. They have it's just pretty much separate. Even though they're in the same building, they're only in that building because I guess Sony invited them in. Yeah, you guys can come and have a few of our floors. But when you go on the floors, you can see the difference between each floor. The other floors are just regular business looking floors. And then the PlayStation floors look fucking super souped up. They got way more money. We need special badges to go inside of there. It's crazy. So yeah, they're definitely separate from the regular Sony. So
I feel it.
And I'm sure that they're making a shit ton more money than regular Sony because the regular Sony has TVs that are too expensive and nobody really buys because too fucking expensive. And they have these earphones and shit like that. which I mean, earphones are fine, but I mean, people are still very gimmicky and into like fads, and people still are going after like Beats by Dre and shit. So
Mhm. I feel that. They have these new Apple ones that look kind of crazy. And the PlayStation headphones look crazy as fuck too. But anyways, how about we rate these 2 episodes? Where would you put them in the spectrum of what if episodes? You know what I'm saying? We had some good ones up until now. There's 8 of them. What's your top? Give me the top 3 if you can.
okay, so top three, I'm still gonna say is Zombies is probably is the top one. The T'Challa one is after that probably. I keep on changing them, but I mean I'm pretty like after watching them again, I would put Zombies to the top one. Just I like zombie shit. I don't know. Uh, T'Challa becoming Star Lord after that, and believe it or not, even though it was short, this last one I really liked.
It was
I
pretty
actually
dope.
liked it a lot. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like the whole concept of it. So those are
This is
probably gonna be my top three.
This is actually one that pushed the story along. Other ones are kind of like
Yeah,
one-off-ish. The Thor
yeah.
episode introduced the Ultron, and then it let us know that the next one was going to be Ultron. I heard the order was switched though, for the episodes due to COVID and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think, I mean, maybe because of the sensitiveness of the virus and the zombies and stuff like that. But if you notice, they said that in the episodes, each episode, the Watcher was getting closer and closer to the characters. He was started off in the cosmos, and we're starting to be able to see him closer and closer as the episodes went.
Although
But
the closest he had ever gotten was technically to Doctor Strange
right,
out of all of them. So
right. So yeah, I think the order of episode 5 and 7 got switched. So that's why that's what they're theorizing. So that's why the distance of the Watcher he kind of gets super close, then he starts backing up, because the order actually got switched and they premiered. The episode order episode order got leaked, and people were trying to say that really wasn't the order, but now we kind of know people are kind of trying to say they know based on how far the Watcher was in each episode, which order is supposed to be and shit like that. Which is kind of why that we have a bunch of depressing episodes with this Thor episode in the middle, and it kind of just goes back to the kind of like more serious episode or something like that. I don't know.
because the
Somewhere.
Thor to me the Thor episode is now is like even though like I said I liked all the episodes, but Thor is probably my least favorite now. I put that below Captain Marvel or Captain Carter.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's still I mean, like I like all of them. Like all of them I enjoyed. So
Me too. My top 3, I would have to say, let's see here. I do. Oh, God. I like Zombies a lot just for the fact that it does so much. Like, it not only gives you zombies, it like breaks off into like a subplot story with Peter Parker, and I like the happy, just how funny it was. Blam, 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 blam.
Yeah,
That show is hella funny, and just
and just
the cameos.
the gore of it too. It was
Right? Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. We got the cameos we wanted, the characters we wanted.
They weren't afraid to kill people who were like dominant characters in the MCU.
Exactly. So a lot of my favorite ones, yeah, shit, it's gonna be tough for me because I really liked that one. I really like Zombies. I really like T'Challa, Star-Lord. I really like the Doctor Strange one just because I like magic a lot. I liked it for what it was,
You know what
showing
they
us.
should do? I just thought about this. At the end of that Zombies one, T'Challa was still alive. They could give his ass robotic arm and leg or whatever, and have him come back too. That would be dope.
Yeah, they should. He wasn't
They're
dead.
probably. I don't know if they'll do it, but that would be dope ass, something to add to it.
I want to see how they make and convince Killmonger to become a good guy, because after the shit that he did in his episode, it doesn't seem like there's no comeback from that.
Yeah, there is.
He killed so many people.
They can always be like, maybe his world gets destroyed because clearly Ultron is going and fucking shit up. So maybe his world got destroyed and the Watcher pulled him out, just in time. So he really don't got shit left. So kind of by destroying his universe, it would
makes it cleans everything out.
Clear all his sin because they're gonna die anyways.
Damn, that's crazy.
Well, fucked up.
But yeah, my top 3. Let me see. I'm gonna put number 1 as almost like zombies. So I'm gonna put it up there. It grew. It rose for me. Number 2, T'Challa Star-Lord. Number 3 is probably this Ultron episode. Closely followed.
That's the same as mine, pretty much.
Oh, that's what you said? I
Yeah.
didn't even write it down. Closely followed by let's see. I had it in my head. I really liked what if we lost the world's mightiest heroes too, though, because
It was interesting. It was. I
it was
like the fact
interesting
that.
up until we found out what it was.
Well, I also like how, yeah, exactly. I like how it went back to the whole Incredible Hulk movie that they seemingly have kind of like just written off from the MCU, because even when
Yeah,
you go on Disney and they have the timeline, they don't have that in the timeline.
damn.
Yeah, like you would think it would all be in order, but for some reason that Incredible Hulk movie just isn't in there. I don't know. I feel like Disney owned that, but
Right. I was about
I
to say,
don't.
is
I
it
don't.
not a property of Disney right now? Because I think we need a standalone fucking Hulk movie by now, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it was that bad. I think the worst part about it was just like the guy they picked to be the main character. Like, and I thought he was actually a good pick. Don't get me wrong, but apparently
Ed
from what
Norton or whatever.
yeah, what I've read was he was just, him as an actual human being was just a shithole. Like he was just trying to run everything the way he wanted it and wouldn't let them do their job, which is why they cut him out of it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
Ruffalo's not bad.
yeah, Ruffalo's good. Ruffalo's, funny. I like him as a character. I like him, like the chemistry they have when they're up on stage all talking and shit, and how he's like the adult version of Tom Hardy, because he's always fucking trying to tell the story and give out Easter eggs and shit. It's like them two are the ones that are always like spoiling shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel they're gonna phase him out though. I heard when they bring She-Hulk in, they're gonna bring Scar in. I feel like isn't that like one of his kids or some shit, or what is that?
I don't know. They probably shouldn't phase the whole guy. I think that's stupid to
Well,
bring in
Ruffalo at
new.
least.
That would be dumb, because I mean, like, he's the Hulk, and like regardless of like what age is coming to, when you look at Marvel, they always reimagine the same characters. They don't really just say that. I mean, they do have like comics for their kids like that, but most true fans don't really know who the fuck their kids are. And I don't think it would be a smart move to try and bring these new characters and make us relate to them when everybody for years have already been
Yeah,
relating to the Hulk. The Hulk is like literally Coca-Cola, you know?
right.
So it's like, hey, look, this is the son of Coca-Cola. You guys all want to go ahead and buy this? We're gonna get rid of regular Coca-Cola. No, fuck that. We used Coca-Cola as a brand. We got a brand deal over here. Fuck
So you're
that.
saying Naruto and Boruto?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Like, no matter how I don't even know if they have good episodes in Naruto, but it's just Naruto over again. So why not just go ahead and continue with Naruto, you know?
True. Very, very true. Yeah. But we shall see, man. Next one comes out promptly this Wednesday. We had to get this out to you, man, because we had to, come face to face with the people. It's been a while. It's been 2 episodes we didn't get back with y'all. So this was the review. This is the episode, part of the episode where I like to let them know where they can find you at. Would you like to start off? Anything new? Anything epic going on with you?
Nah, same thing. I think I'm working on another song, which I pretty much already got written. I recorded it, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm just gonna re-record it again. I'm waiting for your verse for that song still, so I can put that together. And other than that, I think it's Akil Young on Instagram. I actually made it where it's not private anymore, but I might go ahead and just reverse that. I don't know. After today, with that whole situation where
That shit went down for all day, huh? Instagram?
yeah, Instagram. I said Instagram, Facebook, and some other shit too. I don't really have Facebook. I have WhatsApp though. I talk to my partner on there, but Instagram. Only reason I knew that it was down was because I tried to message a friend of mine, and it just didn't go through. And I was like, "What the fuck
Right.
is going on?"
She was
And
tripping
then
all day.
then I was like, I tried to do it again later on because it told me it didn't send, and it wouldn't send. And I was like, what the fuck is? I just typed in what the fuck is wrong with Instagram, and it came up with the whole fucking spiel about all that shit being down. I was like, oh, makes sense. Okay.
All you got to do is go to Twitter, and they'll let you know when anything is down. It's trending on there. It's like up. Facebook
I don't
and
have.
Instagram down. Everybody running on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really. Only thing that I ever actually use is Instagram. Really, that's
Oh
it.
yeah, I feel that. For that. Speaking of Instagram, you know where to find your boy at. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snappy. The podcast, you know where to find that at. Best of Bias on the Instagram. Anywhere you find your favorite podcast, Google Play, Spotify, what is the other one? Apple Podcasts, of course. And of course on YouTube, it's the Best of Bias. And at the website, it's the same thing, bestofbias.com. If you're looking for us, Best of Bias is where you find us. We the only ones out here. It's Best of Bias, baby. We got plenty shit coming up. We got pop culture. Hopefully, I'm trying to get V-Rounds on here for a pop culture episode. More What If episodes. We got, of course, have another new one coming out Wednesday. Hopefully, it's the Thamora episode. Football review. I'm coming with that. I'm gonna try to get that in this week sometime and get it to you before the end of the week. So
like
we can
Cowboys.
The Cowboys, man, they making some noise right now. You can beat everybody except for the Buccaneers. But anyways, they're on the way to probably making some noise, winning their division. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna get into a lot of that in my breakdown of the scores and all that kind of stuff this week. But plenty more to come from the Best of Bias podcast. You already know it's your boy Lydell Dinero, and AKA. Right. We out of here, and that verse is coming. I promise you that. But yeah, my boy also made this other song. I'm gonna try to get the beat. You're probably not gonna like his verse, but I'm gonna try to get the beat, and I'm gonna see what we're gonna be able to do with it if he lets us come through. But I still need to finish this verse first before anything, because if not, I'm a lollygagger, and I would never be categorized as a lollygagger.
Are you still recording? Because you said I won't like his verse. It's kind of. Huh? So are you still recording?
Oh yeah, but I just know your ear for music. I like his verse, but I just feel like you probably won't like his verse just because of the auto-tuneness of it and just some of the makings of it. Not saying it's a bad verse, but I'm just saying I know we probably won't be your necessary vibe, but I know the beat is fire, and if he allows us to feature on that thing, I know we can kill it. But as of now,
is he gonna want somebody on his verse that does not like? I mean, on his song that does not like his verse?
I don't know. Maybe if you make the song better. I don't know. It's just a remix, and it's for fun ultimately. So he actually is doing big things. Shout out him. He's the same guy that made our theme song for this, or not the theme song, the beat for the theme song. Okay. But yeah, he's a sick ass producer. Does his music thing. But he got to get on here sometime and promote his shit too. Shout out Dank Reynolds. You can find him on SoundCloud too. A lot more beats, a lot more shit if you need some beats made. He's out of Pittsburgh right now. I met him out there in Chico, but now he's out there in Pittsburgh. But anyways, man, I know y'all been waiting for this theme song, so let me give it to y'all before y'all fall asleep out here. But where my theme song at? It's right here. All right, y'all, we out of here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.